What is up YouTube, and welcome back to another 7 Nights Rebirth video. And today we have the official English developer notes for the patch and update coming on the 2nd of October. You're going to see that there are amazing updates coming and even some new heroes which were previously teased in some Easter eggs in the lobby base in Alice's shop. And you're going to see that what people were speculating is true. We are going to have Kagura here, which is going to be an attack type hero that is prepared to revitalize the potential of physical attacks who are currently feeling overshadowed in arena. So basically a physical team damage dealer, or not maybe damage dealer, but like a buffer or something like that for PvP, which is probably going to be super OP. And then we have Amelia, who they say is specialized in Guild Wars content. So yeah, I think both characters are going to end up being strong, but these are the characters that are coming out. A lot of people were speculating. Definitely going to pull for both and test them out for you guys. You don't have to worry about that, but I'm very excited that we're getting some new characters this quickly. On top of that, they are adding a new adventure mode. Chapter 20 is being added to both normal and nightmare. Not going to really apply right away to most players out there, including myself, but some of you guys out there that might have spent a lot on the game or are just, I guess, gods at this game will be able to progress into it and get some more rewards. And on top of that, we have the Advent Expedition. So this is basically what I was talking about in the Korean dev notes. It's basically like a guild boss where you kill 4 bosses and then you unlock like the final boss, and each boss will have different strategies. Now, in terms of what it will give us, it's going to give us more equipment. You're going to see that it will give us gear. They say that a lot of people are relying on raids only for gear, which is like the only source of gear, honestly. So they wanted to give us another source of gear. You could see that, you know, acquisition source that was solely centered around raids, and now this raid boss that drops equipment will actually give us another source. So pretty nice. They say that it's going to be challenging that for global players at this time, so that's us guys. But they said that they're going to release this actually on November 3rd. So basically this was planned to come out October 2nd, but now they're planning to release it November 3rd. And I will say, I've been looking at the Korean forums. They're not happy. Yeah, they think that we're getting special treatment, which honestly, I don't know. But anyways, it's kind of funny to me. But they are, you know, extending or I guess pushing back the release time so that we have time to catch up. Thank God these devs are actually kind of aware of what's going on. So I don't think a lot of people would have been able to participate because people are still struggling right now with Castle Rush, right? Even like the top guilds. If you're not like in a top 10 guild, I don't think really anyone's building anything for Castle Rush still. So now we have some balance adjustments. So balance changes are actually happening. I've heard in the OG 7 Nights game, they didn't balance that often. They did it with like Awakenings and stuff like that. So they said that they're actually doing balance changes for Bidam, Velica, and Sarah, which are like really bad, not really bad, but the most underused characters, I'd say. So they didn't actually give out the certain numbers, but they say that they're increasing Velica's base damage and passive crit rate boost will be only to herself, but at a higher rate, which makes sense, right? Because you're not going to just build your entire team around Velica because she's not that great of a character. And hopefully this makes it so that she's a really good farmer, right? Her kit is really good for farming. She has 2 AoE abilities. It's just that her damage is just like too low. So hopefully after the changes, she can actually be used as a viable farmer. And then Bidam, he's really reliant on, is that a boy or a girl? Well, Bidam is very reliant on bleed. So, okay, it is a boy. Okay, so basically he's going to be reworked so that he's stronger in the new bosses, the guild bosses, which is cool. And then we have Sarah, who's also getting pretty much reworked, I believe, or I guess like buffed to, yeah, okay, buffed to be used in the Advent Expeditions, which is the guild bosses. Skill target will change to 3 and the values of the debuffs will increase, and above all, immunity to sleep has been added. Oh, that's really good. So we have an immunity to sleep character. Okay, very nice. I'm very happy. And they say that she's going to be good for one of the bosses as well. So that's pretty cool. They're buffing some underused characters. There's some more they really need to buff, like Aragon and stuff like that, and Ballista, but step in the right direction, I guess. And now they're increasing Castle Rush rewards. So now you get personal rewards, which is going to be good for buying out a shop, which you will see. They are also adding this higher guild rank system, which will give more motivation and rewards for top ranking guilds, which is cool. And this is the shop. You can see here, if I actually scroll in a bit, you can see it's going to sell keys, key bundles, and a 7 Nights ticket. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And now we also have the Tower of Trials being reworked. So they're basically giving us double the summons now. And yeah, makes sense because it's a lot of work just for one summon, which is like barely anything. But they're also like buffing some of the achievement rewards, so we're gonna get more rubies and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much because going from 1 to 2 is like still pretty small. Honestly, I think I should give like 3 even, but I'm glad that we're getting more rewards for it. So next they're adding like an accessory and new hero crafting. So right now, like people are stuck with like these 4-star accessories and it's really expensive to update them. But now you're able to actually craft and fuse 5-star accessories, for example, like the orange ones, for a 6-star legendary accessory. So very nice way to upgrade. You can see that it works for pretty much every single rarity. Even the blue ones will be able to be used to upgrade into the orange ones, which is great. So yeah, farming those lower grade accessories, it's still going to be very good because like fodder and stuff like that, you'll be able to fuse them into legendaries. Also, they said that they're adding the crafting options for Klahan and Mio. So that's going to be great because their banner just ended. Klahan's a super good farmer. If you didn't pull him and you need a farmer, he's like the best bet to go for. Also, they're adding battle statistics. So for battles now, you can see who's doing the most damage, who's tanking the most, who's shielding and healing the most. Very nice to see your character's performance. I think it's a great feature because now I can see, you know, what characters are doing literally nothing and they're just kind of there for, I guess, cheerleading. So that's a nice change. I'm very happy about that. They're also adding some UI updates. So currently upgrading gear, it's not like too tedious, honestly, unless you're batching, like you're farming, like if you're doing like 300 farm stages like overnight or something. But now you can see in this short video that you can actually add it all and then enhance them all at the same time, up to 10. So you're batch enhancing everything. You can see that it works like this. Pretty cool. And you can click through and see what you actually got. Now, yeah, I think it's a great QOL feature, but it's not going to really change too much. They're also making it so that we will be able to have preset gear. So you can set up to 15 sets of presets for both physical and magical. So this makes it so that you can actually equip your gear more quickly and then, you know, just batch your gear. The only thing is like, it costs gold, and gold is so hard to get in this game that I'm not going to really utilize this that much. Like this makes sense. Like preset gear is really good for like games without gold unequipped. But when you have gold unequipped, it's like you're not going to really use it. You're just going to save the preset and then always think, oh, am I going to switch the gear? Because yeah, like 100k to switch this is like just insane to me. That's a lot of gold in this game. So yeah, they're also changing some, you know, guild improvements. I don't know what this actually means. I guess they're showing the guild's castle rush score and guild war rank together. So you can kind of see what kind of guild you're joining, if it's a good guild or a bad guild. So yeah, that's going to be a nice change, just to like scout out the guilds you're joining. Another like huge improvement that a lot of people were complaining about is like the 24-hour requirement when you leave a guild and when you got kicked, which was super troll. So now you'll be able to join right away. So there's no restriction anymore, except that you can't do guild related content on the first day. So it can't be abused. So if you're going to leave a guild, then you probably want to do the content and then leave and then join the new guild because you won't be able to do Castle Rush for your new guild. Next, they're changing some other stuff. Mercure Lab is being changed a bit so that, what's it called? The Transcendence and equipped characters that are in your inventory won't get shown. You probably don't know about this yet for the most of the player base because you haven't unlocked it. It unlocks after chapter 530, I believe, for nightmare mode. And then also they're changing it so that there is going to be a way to see your characters a lot easier in one screen. Because right now you had to like scroll through and it was kind of annoying to find characters, but now you can just click a button and now it'll show you it all in like this grid. It looks like it's gonna show like 10 in a row, which is very nice. So yeah, they're changing some other stuff, blah, blah, blah. Nothing really matters too much. Yeah, okay, so now you can join Arena and Castle Rush if your inventory is full. Before you wouldn't be able to, which was super annoying if you were, you know, fodder farming, ruby farming in the background. They're also adding new costumes. So you have Rudy costume coming, which is pretty cool. It's like straight out of like Three Kingdoms era. You have Lena's costume. Ooh, I like this one. This one looks pretty cool as well. Very traditional. They're also adding Karma skin. They're also adding a Dellen skin. They're adding an Aurelie skin. This one looks pretty badass as well. Platin skin's coming out. Nox skin looks freaking sick. Oh my god, I want this actually. But yeah, they're adding new skins. There's also full moon events where you can get legendary eggs. You can also get gold and keys and stuff like that through these special missions, which is pretty cool. It's going to replace the, I think it's the Miho and Klahan event, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. Maybe it's like a separate event, but we'll have to see. But yeah, that is basically what is coming to the game for this update. So they say that they're like, you know, listening to our feedback, blah, blah, blah. Every single game dev will say that. It doesn't mean anything. But anyways, there is a coupon code which I want to share with you guys. It's Happy Full Moon, all caps. You can redeem it in game. You get 20 summons. That's pretty good. So definitely make sure you guys, you know, use this ASAP. It's only going to last for 2 weeks. I'll have it pinned down below. So if you guys didn't watch this far, then I don't know why I'm saying this anyways, but you'll be able to see it. But that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching. Very excited, especially for the new units. Honestly, the patch is mostly like new skins, like new content in QOL and stuff like that. Mostly QOL, I'd say. Not really like too much content, but the content is like the new characters, right? And Advent Expedition, the guild boss, is coming out, I think they said November now, right? If I'm not mistaken. So yes, we have decided to adjust the release date to November 3rd. So yeah, they kind of just like talked about this 6 weeks early for some reason, just to make it seem like there's content, but mostly just the new characters coming out, which I will be testing for you guys and doing a summoning session for. So hopefully I get them early, or hopefully I don't, so you guys can enjoy my suffering. But yeah, like I said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.